Hello, everybody. It's Ruben's Crazy 89 back with Ice Mage 25.
Hey guys, what's up? Um, Before we start, I just want to I just want to clarify. Last week I wanted to do podcast, but I asked Ruben to delay it because I was helping a family member of mine help setting up some Christmas decorations. Yeah, I know it's not even Thanksgiving. Why are you setting it up? Well, they asked me to come over and put it up for them, so I was like, "There, fine."
And I had my own issues to take care of last weekend, so it actually worked out for the both of us.
Yeah,
So
surprisingly.
I was afraid that I let him down, but I guess not.
No, but if anything, I hope that we don't let you guys down because, granted, our audience is not that big, but if anything, I I'm hoping that one day we can get big enough to, hey, if you like it, maybe you can share topics that you want us to talk about, or just get involved in the chat, whatnot.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: he could see the chat, I can't. All right, so
Well,
I'm calling him on Discord for this.
if you want, you can open a tab on your computer to what is it? Either YouTube or Twitch. Mute the tab, and you can see our stream with a slight delay, but you'll be able to see the chats on screen there yourself.
Oh, okay. I
And
mean, if anything, I like this setup better because
okay, all right,
you are reacting in real time, and I might get distracted by the chat. So if anything, I'll let you handle that.
all right. So then you know what? Going forward, if you see me raise my hand, I don't know if you can see on your
Yeah.
camera. Okay, if you see me raise my hand, like for any reason, it'll be because I'm looking at the chat screen. This
Oh, okay.
way, in case anyone has a question, I can read it out loud, and if it's for you or for me, I'll address it.
All right. Let's get on with the show.
Alrighty.
So, since it's been a couple weeks, I wanted to continue our conversation from the last podcast of what's a franchise that you know and love that doesn't have a big following, more like a cult following, very small,
Mm-hmm.
that you want remade to bring to the audience of today. So I already brought up mine, which was Legacy of Kain, and I told my story about that in the last podcast.
Yeah.
So I was kind of hoping we could hear your version.
Yeah, since I didn't get a chance to say mine because it was really late the last time, but I got it. A lot of you might already be on the same page with me, and I'm actually still in the midst of streaming the original game on my channel. The game I would like to be remade with modern graphics and you know just basically a remaster, not a remake. We don't know. No, a remake, not a remaster. Remaster would just mean like HD, all the pixel art. But you guys know what I kind of like a Final Fantasy treatment with FF7. Um, I would like to see a remake. Well, you know what I mean. A remaster of Super Mario RPG from the Super Nintendo.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, oh wow,
I mean,
dude,
a
that
lot of
didn't
this.
hit me.
Really?
No, I wasn't expecting that from you.
Oh yeah. I mean, I love the game.
Wow.
It's a masterpiece. It's a gem. But I would love to see that game get remade, especially um, with today's technology. And if so, well, from what I've seen, Square Enix and Nintendo definitely buried the hatchet, with their dispute back in the '90s. So I don't see why, since we can't have Geno in Smash, then let's make a new, a remake of Super Mario RPG. Why not?
Oh wow. Honestly, I thought you were gonna go with like Super Mario or something because you're such a huge Mario fan,
Well,
and I was
of
like,
course. I mean, you could remake
but
any Mario game and give it the all-star treatment, but we've seen what's happened with that so far. I don't want that happening.
yeah, good
And
point.
seeing that Super Mario RPG is co-owned by Square Enix, they would probably take way better care of the remake.
Yeah, and plus Square Enix has a really good pedigree of like making RPGs if you really think about it.
Yeah,
Because like they have Final Fantasy for crying out loud. Like, come on. Well,
yeah,
before they were called Square Soft, now it's Square Enix. But
yeah. The last
yeah,
game,
they're pedigree.
yeah, the last game they were known as SquareSoft was actually Kingdom Hearts One. Then they completely changed to Square Enix.
Oh wow, those were the days, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if
Oh,
I ever told.
we have a chat by I can't say. Jehovic. I can't say the first
Yeah,
name.
yeah, yeah. I know that person.
Okay. Hey, how you doing?
Hey man, what's up?
But yeah, I would want to see Super Mario RPG remade. But I don't know if I would keep the original turn-based battle system or if I would opt for a like live combat battle system like in Kingdom Hearts, but with Mario characters.
Uh, you probably could. I mean, if anything, you probably have to go around the route of Paper Mario, but like
Mm-hmm.
without the Paper Mario graphics. So like, it would have to be something a cross between Paper Mario and I want to say Skyward Sword, where like you remember in Skyward Sword you had RPG type elements. So like when you got the shield, but then you got certain materials, you could
Right.
upgrade that shield. Like you probably have to do that with the Super Mario RPG. So like instead of like a mallet that he always carries, like you could carry like a metal hammer, but you need certain materials to in order to upgrade it. You know what I mean?
True. I also don't want to overcomplicate the original gameplay. Equipped, what is it? This weapon, and then your stats will boost up or your stats will boost down. I want to keep it as simplistic to the original as possible, versus
All right.
like Breath of the Wilding it.
Ooh, that one. Oof. I'm gonna tell you this right now. When I play Breath of the Wild, every time I upgrade a piece of cloth or clothing or armor set, it's like, okay, where do I gotta find this material? Like what? Like who do I have to kill to get this one specific type of item in order to max out?
Like, how many more innocent foxes do I have to kill in the woods?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Or like find fish and shoot them with a bow and arrow and pick them up. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah,
But like, yeah.
I
Or like
personally was not the
wait
biggest
until
fan.
yeah. Or like wait until like one of the dragons start flying in a certain area out of nowhere and shoot a bow and arrow and hope to God that like a shooting star or piece of scale comes down and then you have to like
Glide down and
walk out.
collect it.
Oh my God, dude. Like it's bad enough knowing where they're gonna fly, but it makes it even harder. Or like when you have to find the item in this giant world, and I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah, it's literally like playing golf.
more or less, yeah. It's like find the ball in this sea of grass, sand, and ponds.
But yeah, Mario RPG, I mean, I can't really think. I haven't had like so many ideas besides obviously updating the visuals, maybe even adding some voice acting, and
Ooh,
cinematic cutscenes, extend the story, add another secret boss on top of the one that already exists in the game.
I mean, if anything, yeah, Square Enix can do that for sure. If anything, they would have to get approval from Nintendo, but
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, it is possible, but the thing is, though, you have to get a lot of people to like push for it
Yes.
online. Like whether it's through Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all these social medias. Like you got to hashtag the shit out of it because, like, remember, I'll give you a perfect example. Remember, oh my god, how am I blanking on this? Because it's been popping up ever since the Snyderverse.
The what
You
verse?
know, the Snyderverse, DC.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So like Zack Snyder's Justice League like came out a while ago, and people have been hashtagging it. They've been putting up in billboard signs. They've been putting it
Right.
in public major sports games. Like it's been hammered for like, and it lasted for like 4 years. And I've been one of those people, like just putting out the hashtag restore the Snyderverse, restore the Snyderverse, like because we've been championing it for years. Because the one we got before that was a garbage film. Like there were things that just didn't make any sense. And then we finally got it, and when the movie came out, it was amazing. I literally like first chance I got, I bought the DVD, and I've had it ever since, you know? And the movie was fantastic, you know? But like, yeah, you would need a giant following that is consistent every
That's
single day
true.
of bringing it up,
I
you
mean,
know?
just from the star character, no pun intended. What is it? The character that's the one that's most hyped from that game, Gino, who's a party member that follows Mario from like a good majority of the game. He has a cult following all on his own. Like
Yeah,
he's
I
been on the
haven't played it, so
he's been on the Smash ballot to be as one of the most requested characters.
hmm.
But and also Sakurai has a personal attachment to that character. So if he really wanted to have Geno since Brawl, believe it or not. But
Oh,
obviously, because of licensing and all that, it just never came through.
oh wow.
So yeah, to
The
get that remade would be a dream for me. But I've been holding my breath for that longer than I've been holding my breath to have Sora in Super Smash Brothers. But I got that at least.
like, yeah, you and about
Probably a couple
millions of other
thousand.
kids.
Probably about a couple thousand for Geno, but millions probably for Sora
Sora,
and Smash.
absolutely. Like that blew my mind. The fact that Sora was finally in Smash after all these years and all
Mm-hmm.
these wants and asks, man. That's just insane to me. But yeah,
But
if
yeah,
anything, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I really don't have much more to add on to the topic other than that's what I would want remade from the ground up.
Yeah, I've here's the thing. I've never played it. I've heard of it, but I've never played it. So like, you know what? If anything, you probably piqued my interest to just open up my NES Classic and just play it for a little bit and see how it plays. Because like,
I think that's a game that's included with the classic SNES, is it not?
yeah,
Super Mario RPG.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you
I
definitely got to
know it's
play
in there
that.
because I kept passing it all the time. Because I
Mm-hmm.
tried to play it, uh what is it, Metroid
Mm-hmm.
on there, but like I played it for a little bit and I was like, I wasn't used to like the platforming everywhere to like shoot doors and whatnot, so like it kind of turned me off.
Yeah,
So like,
Super Metroid was one of those games I had as a kid, and every time I popped it in, it was just because I was bored of Mario or Yoshi's Island at the time. So it'd be like a game I'd rotate. It was not, yeah, and I would get lost. I would die a couple times, and then I would switch over to like Mario Paint or uh, Super Mario World again for the upteen time. But
excuse me.
no, you're good. It's contagious, man. Oh, excuse
Yeah.
me. Ah, okay. Anyway, if you liked Paper Mario, I remember we were just talking about it off stream, right? You liked the N64 one, and you liked the Thousand Year Door.
Here's the thing. I haven't played Thousand Year Door. I've
Oh,
seen footage of it, but Paper Mario on the 64 was the one I played. That was the one that I loved.
that I love that
Now,
one.
I
That's my favorite Paper Mario.
yeah, the thing is though, I've wanted to play Thousand Year Door, but I missed it because at the time I sold my GameCube
I see.
to, I want to say I sold it to get a 360 at the time because like
You're bored of the
360 was the
GameCube.
jam. Yeah, you know, because like I wasn't a big GameCube fan. Like I had Melee, I had Resident Evil 4, played the shit out of that one. Uh what else? What else? I had Twilight
Okay.
Princess. That
Oh,
was, oh my God, dude. I wish I did not sell that game. I wish I didn't. But,
I still have my GameCube copy.
well, lucky you. Well, speaking of Nintendo products, is there anything else you want to add before we move to the next topic?
Let's see. Well, I'm happy that you want to at least check out Super Mario RPG because if you said you enjoyed the Paper Mario for the 64, you might what is it feel like some things are missing from it, but also love the orchestral scores. The music
Mm.
is I feel like it's a little more memorable in Super Mario RPG than Paper Mario.
Hmm.
Some songs in Paper Mario I catch myself still humming to this day, but I also find myself going back to Super Mario RPG.
Huh. Interesting.
Plus, it's also the same composer of Kingdom Hearts and the Mario and Luigi series on the Game Boy.
Oh, wow.
So, if you did you ever play those games on the Game Boy Advance?
No, I didn't have a
Ooh,
Game Boy Advance. I had a Game Boy Color, but not a Game Boy
yeah.
Advance.
That's another one on your homework if you want a good Mario RPG. Well, Mario and Luigi feels more like a funnier version of Paper Mario.
I mean, here's the thing. It's funny that you should mention Game Boy Advance, but
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna get to that a little later into the podcast
Sure.
because, boy, I got a surprise for you.
Oh,
Like something I did not expect. All right,
okay.
so yeah.
And
Anything else?
one last thing, do you have a Nintendo 3DS?
No.
Okay, never mind then. So you won't even need to get the remake for Mario and Luigi. So, because they actually remade Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, the first one before the company went bankrupt.
Oh.
Right, but we're not talking about them today. Let's go move on to our next topic.
Okay, so um, the second topic I want to bring up is what is the game or what are the game or games that you've been currently playing since last we spoke, which was 2 weeks ago,
Okay. You want
or
me
at
to
least,
start or you want to start? Because I've been doing
well,
most of the talking this time.
well, here's the thing.
Oh, there's a twist.
When I say this question, I mean the game you've been playing the most,
Okay, I can tell you.
or a little bit of everything that kind of catches us both of us off guard. So I'm really gonna catch you off guard with mine. So you go
Okay.
first.
All right. Well, lately, what I've been playing is the newest Mario Party Superstars. I actually I streamed it with my fiance and Jazz the Chameleon last night.
Ah, jazz.
Yeah, it was an interesting game. We played on Yoshi's Tropical Island. Okay, let me explain. Should I explain a little bit about the game, or you want me to just tell you what I've been
Yeah,
playing?
yeah,
Okay.
please.
Well, I love this new game. This new old game. I have a lot of good things to say about it more than I have bad things to say about it. The only bad thing I have to say about it, well, a few, less characters than in the last Mario Party for the Switch, which isn't too bad. We got the creme de la creme characters that we care about, not just offset characters like Boo and Monty Mole and Dry Bones. So we got a good set of characters in this game. So it's like a win lose win, glass half full, glass half empty.
FFD, yeah.
Yeah. Um, let's see. The other bad thing, the lack of boards. It's only like 5 boards, but from what I'm hearing from other people, they've data mined the game. There are slots that's in the game's code for potential DLC.
Ah, okay.
So
So
yeah,
I wanted to know and this is gonna sound stupid, but I don't really know because I'm not paying attention to it. Is Superstars like Mario Party, but like with like extra activities?
no. Let me explain. I was gonna explain how the thing works right now. They use mainly boards from the first 3 Mario parties on the Nintendo 64. And 100 what is it of the top 100 mini games throughout the entire series. So you may be playing on familiar Nintendo 64 boards, But you could end up playing a totally random game from like Mario Party 7 or Mario Party 10 or 8 or 1, 2, 4. It's like a whole remix package.
So it's essentially Mario Party, but like its greatest hits.
Yes,
Oh,
and they
okay.
actually tried to do this on the 3DS a couple years ago. I own that one. I personally like it, but I would not play it a lot
Huh.
because there's only one board on the entire game because it's mainly just a mini game collection more
Oh
than
wow.
a because it's just called Mario Party Top 100 for the 3DS. And that was not the best. And there weren't a lot of great mini games, but I could see that a lot of them that were in there I actually did like in the beginning. But the more further I progressed on the little mini map, the further I saw I don't like these games as much as I did the ones on the 64 or the early GameCube. So, like with this one, they really took time to pick the best games. Like I don't know if you remember from Mario Party 3, there was this one game called Eats a Pizza. No, or
Yeah,
have you played Mario Party?
I have played Mario Party, but it's very. Oh my god! Like the sad part is like I told you before, and say it again for the people that don't know. I'm more of a single player guy. I'm not a
Right.
multiplayer person. I've played Mario Party. I don't know which one, but like I remember playing it a while back. Like basically like a tabletop top
Yeah.
down view of like a bunch of mini games on a board that you
Right.
play in order to get more coins and whatnot.
The
But
first
like,
the first three Mario parties you could play by yourself and at least have a good time because there was a story to follow. There was a reason to play a multiplayer game with CPUs in the original games. The first three. There was at least a
hmm,
little story there, and I enjoyed the shit out of that.
huh?
After that, everything just became a collectathon. Oh, you get a little play set, you get stickers, you get bios of all the characters, music tracks. It, but the games were still good. The boards were still the same up until number 8. After 8, no.
Yes,
I,
it just
I,
went
I
downhill.
just gave up on when I saw that car in Mario Party 9. I gave up on it.
Oh wow.
I gave up. I'm sorry. I tried. I said, let me give it a shot. I returned
I
that
wanted to know
pre-owned game to
you.
GameStop.
Uh, Sorry to interrupt.
Hmm.
You said stickers in the game, right?
Right.
Does it happen to transfer the stickers to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? Like, is it like?
No. It's not that type of sticker. It'd be like I could even be forgetting this, but all I know is that all the stuff in the older Mario parties after from 4 to like now, it's mainly just a multiplayer game. There's really no story behind it anymore.
Oh wow. So it's
Like,
just a collection of of mini multiplayer games.
correct. Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, it's something that like it never really appealed to me. Like
Hmm.
don't get me wrong, I love Mario. Mario Party is like uh it's just it doesn't really do anything for me. It's like, okay, you got Mario and now you got three other people you can play with and you
Well,
just it's like I don't know if you ever played Xbox, but it's like Fusion Frenzy. It's like you and three other people just completing a series of mini games for points, for bragging rights. Like that's it.
I mean,
Nothing more, nothing less.
I like to think of the Mario Party series as well as Mario Kart. It's like a way to bring people together to play a game or a game about a game character from other series. Like let's say nobody's really gonna want to play Super Mario RPG other than myself or maybe you if since it seemed to spark your interest. But I can gather a whole bunch of my friends and we could all play Mario Party together. You could
Mm,
I've done it many times in the past with Robert and Nikki, for example. We've played Mario Party.
mm.
Me, him, and Keyblader. So
Yeah, unfortunately, I I don't have Nintendo Switch Online.
I don't blame you, man. If I wasn't, like I said, wasn't for the power of friendship, I wouldn't even have the service right now.
Oh man, the power of friendship. It can do wonders.
Yeah, $10 for a crummy, what is it, online service? Sign me up. But yeah,
So what else?
besides Mario Party, I've kind of picked up Animal Crossing again, but I'm finding trying to find that spark to play it more again. But it's just kind of like it's like I'm playing and playing it, and then like that flame just fizzles out. Like it's like I've already played this game when COVID was like in its craziest state, where people were in lockdown and staying home. That's when I was playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that would be the best time to play, really. I mean,
Yeah.
like that and like a bunch of other games I could think of, like Stardew Valley, fucking a bunch of other like open world party games that like you could just go online and spend hours with other people and just do nothing but just like talk shit and hang out and have fun. Because like you can't really do anything once you're in lockdown, you know?
That's true. And I remember we touched on the Grand Theft Auto trilogy. I didn't personally buy it myself, but my friend who was like bonkers excited to play GTA on their Switch because they haven't played GTA in a long ass time.
Ooh.
Oof. She's been complaining to me about the changes and the controls. And I'm like,
Well, you
it's
have to remember,
Nintendo.
yeah, that's the thing. It's you're playing on the Switch. You're not playing on the PlayStation or Xbox. You're playing on the Switch. Switch controls do not feel the same as like the big two. Like I'm sorry, I love Nintendo, but Nintendo keeps doing weird things, and their controls are, let's just say, they're not memorable. You know, I still have to figure out, and like I have my Switch right over there. I'm playing
Uh-huh.
Link's Awakening, by the way. I still forget that I have to press a certain button to grab like a bow or a shovel to find something or to shoot something, and I keep getting them mixed up. So I'm like, yeah, I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, you could always go into the Switch settings and button map things around to your liking.
Well, that's the thing I did,
Oh,
but
okay.
I could never remember him. You know,
Okay.
that's the problem.
Oh,
It's
we
not
have a
for lack of
comment.
trying.
We have a comment from Knees Jazz. I can't. How do you say his name? How do you pronounce it?
It's Nias.
Nias. Okay, Nias. Okay, thank you. He's playing San Andreas right now
Oh, I know.
on the Switch,
No, he's playing on PS4.
and I would be playing GTA 3 on the PS4 because it won't be fucked up. It'll be the original Grand Theft Auto 3. And
Yeah.
I actually have it ass backwards. I have 4 and number 5 on the PS3, and GTA 3 on the PS4/PS5. I'm like, okay, I have it ass backwards.
Well, I've seen the complaints for the game, and to be honest, it doesn't really affect the game that overall. I mean, like, yeah, some of the character models look kind of stupid. Like they kind of look really like not great, but like the overall gameplay is like
It's
more
still
or less
there.
the same.
Yeah.
You know?
It's what is it, a an acquired taste. I mean, it's like it's hard to say. It's like you should, I mean, like like a lot of people who make a purchase like this, they should really try to do their homework. I mean, I know I'm not telling the general consumer to do it, but somebody who's really excited about something, do your homework. Look things up, look up
Yeah.
reviews.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't do that when Sticker Star for the 3DS came out years ago, Paper Mario Sticker Star. I bought that and I was disappointed.
Yeah. If anything, what I've learned ahead of time is that when you buy a game, don't buy it day one. Don't reserve it. Wait
Hmm.
it out until you know exactly what is going on with the game. or not. I shouldn't say going wrong. What's going on with the game?
Right.
Because majority of the time, the people who reserve stuff, more often than not, have a game that's more or less broken or buggy, and they have to wait like several weeks for a patch to come in. And remember, this is before the days of online services. Like, if they shipped the game and you played it, like if it was broken, that was it. Like
That's
you couldn't
true.
do anything about it
That's true.
except for like get your money back. That's
Like Sonic 06 should have had patches because that was like right around the time where
it.
games could yeah, like Cyberpunk 2.
Oof. Don't get me started with that shit. Oh
Yeah,
my
Sonic 06,
god.
they had the technology because even though it was in its infancy, they could have released a patch. If Call of Duty can get downloads for maps and shit, they could have put a patch for that game and fixed it on the PS3 and on the 360 as well.
Yeah.
They just said, nah. And the fans are still fixing that game to this day.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Like to this day, it's still like Warzone. They've been patching that thing ever since its inception, and all of a sudden, it's like it still has problems. Like they even had the special day for the I can't remember what it was, but it was essentially anyone who played Warzone during this specific day was it was the game was tailored that day to block cheaters and hackers and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? People still hack through the damn thing. So it's like, and here's the thing: Warzone is free. You can literally download it, go online, play with other people, but you still get not only bots but like cheaters. You know,
That's
like
very true. Very true. Yeah, and not wrong with that because you know what it is. You never can stop the hackers. The hackers will always be trying to find workarounds and exploits. Like the PlayStation 5 just got another exploit,
yeah,
and it
that
hasn't been out that long. Cold War from my PS4 was messed up a lot.
yeah, I've heard those stories too. So what else have you been playing?
Let's see. What else have I been playing? Um,
Because remember, it's been 2 weeks since we talked, so like I'm kind of interested in what you've been playing since then. I know you've been doing a lot of like streaming and whatnot, and those games I know, but it's the ones I don't know that
well,
you've
yeah,
been
no.
playing.
Besides First Class Trouble with Keyblader, which I want to play again with him. The other day was like we had so many technical difficulties. We only had like 52 minutes in our stream, which was like the shortest stream I've ever done. Next to like the other half of my Kirby Superstar stream or the final epilogue of my Deltarune stream. But let's see, what else have I been playing? Damn. To be honest, not a lot besides those two games.
Hmm.
Let me see. Let me think about it. No, that's about it, really.
I was waiting in suspense. I'm like, what is it? What is
Yeah,
it? And
there's
you're like,
like a
nope.
fax machine, a fax machine sound going through my head, trying to remember. The little thimbles are moving. No, can't think of anything.
Hmm. All right, so I'm glad we got on this topic, and I brought it up for a specific reason. So, like I said before this podcast started, last week I was helping my brother putting up Christmas decorations at his place, and while we were cleaning up the garage and getting everything out, he told me, "Hey, do you want this back?" And I was like, "Want what back?" I was like, I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And I looked over, and there was uh, a USPS box, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" And it was the system I gave to my nieces as a gift.
But you gave it to them without the necessary device that's
No,
tethered
no,
to the
no.
system.
Like I have it
Oh,
all.
oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you gave
This
your nieces a Wii U without the tablet that it needs to
Oh no,
what?
no, no. No, I gave my whole Wii U system to them years ago. Like this
Wow.
is the very first Wii U system I ever bought. And it came built in with Legend of Zelda Wind Waker
Oh
HD.
yeah. Actually, it came with a download code. I remember.
No, it's built into the system.
Really? No, because
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, Keyblader got that system, right? And he gave me the download code, and I gave him a physical copy of Wind Waker HD. It wasn't
No,
built
this,
in, well, unless they released a version that had it built in. Because I've seen um, versions of the 2DS and the 3DS that had Mario Kart 7 built in there without any download codes. So maybe you got a version like that. Yeah. And then you got the free Hyrule Historia too.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
And
he even
now
gave you the box back and everything.
yeah, I thought the box was gone. And then I was like, I'm back and clean everything. I was like, oh my god, the box is still there. I was like, holy shit.
You could probably make some good money off that now.
Maybe. But like, so I booted this up. Well, I had to charge it first because it's been dead for so long. So I booted this up, charged it, and then, well, I should rearrange that. I charged it, then booted it up. And then I went to go into my account on here and I forgot my password on here. So
Oh wow!
yeah, it's been that long.
It
Like,
you made a whole new Nintendo account when you made your Switch because you can use the same account you did for your Wii U on your Switch.
that's the thing. I don't remember the password for this. But here's the
Oh,
lucky part. Here's the lucky part. I went to go on mine and I forgot my password on here. So I sent my email on there. They gave me a temporary password, put it on here. Then I put my new password, which is, I'm not gonna say what it is, obviously,
yeah,
but it's the same one for my Switch. So that way I don't forget it because it's a Nintendo product, right?
right.
So I put it on there and I loaded this up and it still had not just the Wind Waker HD game, but it had my Super Mario Brothers for the Wii U
Uh
on
huh.
here, my YouTube app, and my Golden Sun Game Boy Advance
Oh
game.
yeah, I remember they ported that to there.
Yeah. So like when you mentioned Game Boy Advance, I was like, it's funny you should mention that, but we'll get to that later. And so I have Golden Sun, Super Mario Brothers for the Wii U with Luigi,
Oh yeah, that one.
and
I have that
yeah,
one. I have the physical
yeah,
disc of that.
yeah, and Wind Waker on here. And I went back and booted up Wind Waker, and so uh, I hooked it up, put it to my TV, and I didn't remember it how sharp it was. I was like, holy shit. Like it's actually really like and I have a brand new TV. This is not my old setup. This is my new setup. Booted it up, saw the main menu screen and was like, holy crap, this is really detailed. And so I was like, I wonder if my save is on it. And it was. Look how far it was. I screenshotted it with my iPad. Look at this. Can you see it?
You might want to turn the brightness down on your iPad. That might
Oh shit.
help with the
Oh,
focus.
hold on. Let me. Oh,
Oh, now it's shuffling through everything.
yeah. Hold on.
No
Give me a
worries.
sec. Okay. Try to hold this in a way. Oh, there we go. Shit. I feel like if I press it the wrong way, it's gonna show a lot. So
Oh,
see
there
it?
we go. That's your Wind Waker save file.
Yeah, but look at the date.
Okay, I recognize it as a Wind Waker save file, but I can't. All the text is blotched. But
Okay.
read the date
It
out loud
says
then.
okay, it says the name, which I picked Link. It says Forest Haven. Because I recently started it at the time. Like I didn't go past it because I hated the game so much. I couldn't stand the cartoon look. Now I'm like I'm more forgiving about it. The last save I had on this, and this is gonna blow your mind. I couldn't believe it. September 8th of 2014.
Oh wow. That
That's over 7 years ago.
that's a pull of the Master Sword.
I was like, yo, what are the odds?
Wow.
And it was still there. I was like, holy shit. I was like, what?
Damn.
No. And I was like, I can't go back to this. I have to start anew. So I did. And now um right now I'm at the Deku Tree in Forest Haven.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, right now I'm trying to complete that because I gotta get Ferori's Pearl. Because I got Din's Pearl, but I need to get Ferori's Pearl.
Yeah.
So
I
but
remember
yeah.
I remember to play the HD versions of both Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. In order for me to even feel comfortable playing it, I couldn't play with the tablet. I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen. And I was not buying that backwards ass Wii U Pro controller for any reason.
Yeah,
But
I have the
Wii remote?
yeah, the Wii remotes, the nunchucks.
Well, I don't think you could play that game with that.
No, I never bought it with that. They bought it for the Wii U at the time.
I see.
Because
No, yeah,
you had that little bar that senses that
the
has a
sensor
sensor
bar.
yeah. So like they would use the Wii nunchucks to play certain Wii games on there.
Hold on, let me show you what I got.
Oh, okay.
Where I knock over it, my whole setup. This is my sensor bar that's in my living room right now.
Oh wow, the one I have is a lot smaller than that.
Well, you probably have the standard one or a USB one. This is a wireless sensor bar for both the Nintendo Wii and Wii U. And what's good about it, if I wanted to use this on PC, I could. I just set it down below my, you know, monitor right here, and I can hook a Wii remote and everything, and I can emulate and shit. But I've used this for both the Wii and the Wii U because I don't have to keep, moving wires around. And that sensor bar has like the longest wire possible for
Yeah.
any setup that you can imagine.
Yeah, like for me personally, I have the sensor bar, but I never hooked it up to my Wii U because like I don't I don't have any games that really need it, you know. So like if anything, I've been adjusting myself to playing with just the tablet.
And,
Like
and the cool
just,
part about the Wii U gamepad, it can actually become a sensor bar itself.
yeah.
Yeah, you put it in front
Not
of
only
the
that,
TV.
I think it has like the camera right up top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a camera.
Hold on
But
1 second. Let me hold on.
I currently couldn't hear him, but welcome you guys.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, it's all right.
But yeah, um, that is pretty amazing that you were able to get your Wii U back. I still remember when I would sign into my Wii U from time to time. I would see like the time from the last, when your friends were last on. I kept seeing like a year, the time just going by, how many days you haven't been on. I'm like, oh, he must have either sold it or he just never plays it.
Yeah, more or less. I mean, like my selection is so fucking huge right now. It's hard to keep up with everything. So, but like as soon as I got this back, I loaded it up and played Wind Waker. And like I hadn't even like I went back on my PS4, but like I was playing this for almost 4 or 5 days straight, just messing around. Like because like it's been so long since I played it. I was like, you know what? I was harsh in this game back then because I didn't like the cartoony graphics of the game or of the world. So I was like, I was like a lot of people like, this is what is this? You know? And then I got this back, and then I started playing it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a chance again. I want to give it a chance. And I gotta tell you, I'm having a lot of fun. I really am. The
I,
the only the only thing that's kind of a hassle with playing with a tablet is that I keep pressing the right trigger every time, and I completely forgot that like I have something mapped out to the right trigger. So like every time I move, I accidentally like take my finger and hit it, and like I'll hit something about it. So like it might be by accident, but like especially if I'm like fighting a boss or an enemy, like it'll just get in the way. I'm like, ah. But other than that, yeah, like it's it's just so good, and
yeah,
it's like it's a bit of a trip down memory lane, you know.
yeah. Back in the day, I had to buy a third party controller that looked just like a GameCube controller, made specifically for the Wii U.
Wow.
And I was actually able to carry that controller over into my Nintendo Switch until I got this guy over here using the May Flash adapter. So I was able to still use that and play Mario Odyssey and all that.
So so yeah, yeah, Wind Waker. I've been playing that for a little bit. What else? I went back into Golden Sun on here. Played that for a little bit. What else? What else? Then I went back on my PS4. Uh, oh yeah.
Hold on a second.
Okay, okay.
I apologize again for the other interruption.
No, that's fine.
Okay, so where were we at? I completely lost you. What did you just say before?
Okay, so yeah, I've been playing my games on my Wii U, my old
Oh,
Wii U.
mm-hmm.
Uh, so I've been playing Wind Waker. I've been recently playing Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening, the remake for the Switch. Dude, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Like if I had known that that game would be awesome, like holy crap, I would have like the only problem is that I never played it, so I didn't know what the previous incarnation of it was or
Yeah.
how it. But because like I've been looking up like gameplay videos of like finding all the seashells, and I'm still looking. I'm still trying to get a feel for the world and whatnot. But other than that, the game's really good. Like it's just fun. It's just like I don't know, like just really fun. You know. Not only that, like I've I've been, I guess you want to call it the Legend of Zelda hype train, I guess. I went to GameStop because they were having a sale. Where is it? Ah, there we go. And bought Skyward Sword. You know,
How much did you pay
and
for that again?
I think it was like 50 something bucks.
Okay, so that's like $10 cheaper than the regular price.
Pretty much, yeah. And uh, there's- there it is. Uh, Paper Mario Origami King.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. I wish you would have consulted with me.
Well, here's the thing. I love Paper Mario. I've
I
heard
do
your
too.
concerns, for lack of a better word.
Concerns. Concerns. I think we have a whole community. And a fucking blue puppet on YouTube named Arlo who would cry until the cows come home about
Who's Arlo?
you don't know Arlo? Arlo is like
No.
he's like a game reviewer who's a blue puppet.
What?
Picture like a PG yet adult what is it? Game reviewer. Like picture like Sesame Streets but the Muppets. But a game review. But no ABCs and shit. A guy legitimately doing a very PG no cussing, game review of like
Ah,
Nintendo
that's
stuff.
man.
But he makes a lot of good points. He's very well educated. He's not like holding your hand and using. He does not like it just his look is a puppet. He doesn't use his actual face and talk to the camera. He does puppeteering while reviewing video games.
Okay. I mean, okay, sure. Fine. I just wasn't really expecting someone using a puppet to review video games, but whatever.
But the community, we respect him as a person. We don't call him what he actually is.
Ah, okay, okay.
He's Arlo.
All right. Say no more, man. No, but
It's
yeah.
like calling Kermit just a puppet. No, everyone just calls Kermit Kermit. They don't say Kermit the puppet.
Nah, yeah, like I was debating on whether or not I wanted to get the amiibo for Skyward Sword, and I was like, if I get it, it's basically more or less cheating on the game because, like, for those that don't know, like, if you buy the amiibo specifically for Skyward Sword, it basically is a teleporter to every part of the world. So it doesn't matter where you go, you can literally just send the bird to the beginning, middle, or end of like wherever you have to go, and it's like. And
Yeah, you don't
I've
want to
seen some,
cheese the game. You don't want to cheese the
yeah,
game. And the
So
amiibo doesn't look that great anyway.
well, the Amiibos, like the design of it is not that bad. There's like two different variants. They're both the same. Like they're both Zelda with the birds, but like one's red and one's blue,
I
and
see.
they're like slightly different caricature designs. So like the way they stand is a little different, but other than that, yeah, like but they're pricey. They're like $24.99 for like just.
Yeah.
I was like, oof.
I
I love Amiibos. I don't love them that much.
if I wanted to cheese it the game that badly, I'll just commission somebody on Etsy to give me a keychain with the NFC in it. There we go, 7.99. Blip. All right, I cheesed it.
Yeah, so yeah, Wind Waker and some of the video games, Link's Awakening. I mean, if you want to count mobile games, I've been playing DC Legends on here and Marvel Strike Force, but that's on my tablet. I don't even know if I want to consider them video games because those I literally log in every single day and just collect a prize and just do the battles and just to get money and credits and whatnot. But like, I don't know. I don't really consider those games. I consider like Wind Waker and
Yeah, the last mobile
you know.
game I played was Pokemon Go, and I actually
Hmm.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, good luck playing Pokemon Go during a pandemic. Like, what are you gonna catch? Some drowsies, some hypnos. Like, you're gonna tell you go to sleep, or you're gonna get an Abra that's like teleports you out of the game. And like, it's a pandemic. Get out.
Or that's the bitch that's teleporting anywhere he wants to go. While I'm
Yeah.
stuck at home.
But instead of teleporting anywhere in the world, it teleports right back to your original location. So that way it tells you to stay home. And so, like, really?
Wow.
But, yeah. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else. Yeah, that's it, really.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm blanking at whatever. I think I've literally just been working and playing Mario Party and trying to get back in Animal Crossing.
yeah.
That's basically it for me.
Yeah, I'll probably, like, I'll probably get back to, like, my back catalog, see if there's, because, like, I do have one game in particular I want to beat because I've gotten so far, and it's called Mad Max something. I can't remember. I was going to call it Mad Max Fury Road, but it's not. But it's like Max, like the actual desert guy that of the same name, and it's like an open world dystopian. Everything is a desert, a barren wasteland, like just everything is rusted and everyone's out to kill you and you have to survive and all this. And I'm like really far in the game. I haven't beaten it because like there's just one moment in the game where like I have to get a certain item, but it's hidden, and I'm trying to figure out how the hell to get there. And I'm like, but
All right.
so I don't know how long we've been running. So do
About
you
an
want to
hour.
take about an hour? Okay, so you want to take a quick break and then we can get on to the third and final topic.
Okay. All right. Let me set the title card real quick. 1 second.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. And if I get back before you, I will just entertain the crowd. But
Yes.
I'll put the cue card for now. All
Yep.
right. I'll be right back, everybody.
Be right back, you guys.
And we're back. Sorry for the delay, folks. Uh, you there? Hold on a sec.
I'm here. I'm just staying very, very still.
I thought it was frozen again. I was like, I thought you were frozen.
I'm just like,
okay, now you can't do
it. I'm like, don't break eye contact. Don't break eye contact. Shit.
God. But yeah. All right. Well, now we're on to our final topic of the night after our short intermission.
Yeah. So, since I'm bringing all the topics for this podcast, the third one I wanted to talk about, and they played a video of it a week ago, but I thought, why don't we just talk about it here? Is the new next gen game, or basically current gen, if you really want to call it that, is the Elden Ring gameplay. Now, this is a game that's being made by Miyazaki. Miyazaki-san is the same guy who's done the Soul series and Bloodborne. So he teamed up with Game of Thrones writer George R.R. Martin to do the story for this game. So,
oh wow,
yeah. So it's a bit so a lot for a lot of people it's a big deal because Miyazaki is known for making these very difficult, um, somewhat linear stories, uh, action adventure games, but they're very very difficult. Like there's a learning curve. That's what the whole term of the phrase "get good" has been prevalent in this series.
Yeah.
Now, he teamed up with George R. R. Martin to do the story for this whatnot. Now, I don't know anything about the story, and most likely never will. But I thought that in case someone's watching this, they get to see and hear, and plus, I wanted to bring up as a topic of conversation just for this podcast. Basically, this game, Elden Ring, is an action adventure RPG that is going to looks most likely is going to be a Souls type style game. Now, if you haven't played the Souls game, like Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and Sekiro, um, they're very I don't know if I want to call it tactically based action style game, but basically it's you play as a character, you go out into the world, and you're fighting enemies, but these enemies are not like your average video game villain. Like these enemies will kill you. Like a regular low level like goblin or undead or whatever you fight in the game can kill you, you know. And like you would have to restart back to the nearest save point that you rested at and then you have to go back to find all these items, all these souls that you lost. So like the moment you start the game, you create your character, you give it certain attributes, certain items to come with it. That's what the Souls games have been more pretty much designed to be. And so uh uh I don't know. How can I say this? Uh, oh my god, I just completely lost my train of thought. Uh, yes. So, basically, the worlds of the Souls games are very, very difficult. Like, just a low level person can kill you. If a low level person teams up with other characters, they will mercilessly kill you. And so, with this Elden Ring game, they showed it off a week ago, and this is by far the most. I think if anything, I believe that it's going to be more or less its other predecessors. The only difference is that George R. R. Martin is writing a story for this game. So, I saw the game footage. It's about 20 plus minutes of footage, and they were all scattered. So like nothing was like it wasn't like the first 20 minutes of the game. They jumped all over the map. Like they showed different gameplay mechanics, different dungeons, different bosses, some of the story cinematic scenes. And so it's and everything about it just even to the scope of this world is gigantic. Like the middle of the game, when you look out into the vista, like you see a giant golden tree sprout upward with golden branches hitting touching the sky. And then they go into the map and the map is huge. But like the only way you have to it's like the only way you can like see the rest of the map is if like you have to I think you have to get like map scrolls or something. Like you have to get a certain amount to unlock the full map of the area there. But originally these I'm gonna call Star games, Souls games, is essentially this game will be very Souls like. The only difference is that it's not going to be linear in the sense that you start off in the area, and in order to get to a certain place that's blocked off, you need to traverse over or under a certain place and then circle around back in order to unlock the gate to go back to where you previously were. Like in Elden Ring, this looks like it's going to be a huge open world. You can go anywhere. It doesn't matter where. And the only thing you have to do is find these special rest points. I can't remember what they were called, but like they're the equivalent of like bonfires, but they're not called bonfires. I think they're called wavering lights. I guess I don't know what it is. Can't remember. And essentially, every time you rest there, your health and your magic and your stamina is going to replenish. However, the drawback is any enemy that you killed prior to getting at this rest point gets revived, except for bosses and sub bosses. You know, and which has been the design for the Souls games since its inception. So, and they started jumping around throughout the gameplay reveal of like how you could look out far into the map. How you could literally everything you see, you could literally get to. But there's going to be enemies along the way, and like some of them are going to be friendly. Some of them might give you side quests. Some of them will need your assistance with certain things. Like there was one character, I kid you not, he was a walking pot, like a walking talking pot, no face.
So
you
not
didn't see
like
his
not
face.
like Beauty and the Beast.
No, nothing like that.
So
it was
no
literally
demonic furniture.
At this point, who knows?
Okay.
Because like in past Souls games, there were treasure chests that if you didn't that if you weren't careful,
Right.
that if you opened it, instead of a treasure that would be inside, it would be rows of teeth, and it would like the moment you open it, it just grabs you and just chomps on you and spits you out.
I think I didn't. What is it? Other video games do that too. I know there's a name for that type of treasure chest.
But like I call it a trap chest
That
because
sounds
like
about right.
because it's a trap. I mean,
Yeah.
plain and simple. And so like these chests would like have limbs, like they would have 2 long legs, 2 long arms, and they would just start chasing you. You have to kill them. But here is the problem: when you get to a waypoint, a rest point, they automatically get revived back to where they were. But the thing was, though, there was a little telltale sign of if and when that treasure chest that you found is a trap or not.
I see.
So there were little design details, but like once you knew which one was which, you knew to stay clear from, because usually they don't mess with you unless you try to open them or whatnot. So that's one thing. Another thing is when it comes to fighting in these Souls games, and I'm including Elden Ring in this argument, is that every attack you do is stamina based. So you get health, magic, which is the blue bar. Health is the red bar. Blue is magic, and green is stamina. Now, stamina is very, very cost concerning, I guess, if you want to put it. So basically, every time you swung a sword or an axe or some type of melee weapon,
Yeah, similar to Bloodborne.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Bloodborne is
a part of
a
the Souls
Souls.
series.
Yeah, it's part of Soul series, but it's its own little universe.
Yeah, it is. They're not connected.
Yeah, the design concept is the same. The only difference is Bloodborne deals with the more gothic type stuff. I mean, granted, Dark Souls has gothic type themes, but it's more medieval sorcery type, whereas Bloodborne is like gothic, like emo, I guess. Deals with blood. It has sorcery.
There's a guy there that looks like Ozzy Osbourne. I mess with him
Yeah,
all the
pretty
time.
much. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Throw
Um,
pebbles at him.
that's a funny one. Anyway, yeah, but like, so you have your stamina bar, and
Hmm.
every time you swung a weapon, a melee weapon, or if you were to run, that would consume your stamina.
Yeah.
And the only way to regain your stamina is
Stand
you
still.
can't run or swing or anything. You could walk, but it'll slowly go back up over time. But the thing is, though, when you attack, your stamina would get depleted, so you had to be very careful and very methodical into how you would approach any fight, whether it's a regular fight with regular enemies or with sub bosses or big bosses. So it
Yeah.
didn't matter what it was. So like it it's very challenging, but the game has this, and it's hard to explain to people because unless you've played Demon Souls, the very first one when it came out on PS3, that game was, when it was talked about, it was considered the most difficult game at that time. Before then, it was like Ninja Gaiden or Gaiden, I guess you call
Ninja
it
Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden. Like that, those games had a series of like really hard difficulties. Like where if you're not careful, you could end up losing a lot of health. But Ninja Gaiden didn't have a stamina bar system to where you to when you fight that you had to time when to strike, when to dodge. Like everything was very fast paced, very powerful. Like you could face enemies that are like 3 times your size, and they could kill you in like 4 or 5 hits. In the Soul series, they could kill you in 1 or 2, or maybe 3 if you're lucky. You know, and that was the whole thing about the Soul series, is that, including Bloodborne into this as well as this conversation, I should have preferenced that,
Hmm.
was that every every enemy was someone you had to take seriously. It didn't matter if it was an animal or a regular human NPC or
That's
some
true.
type of undead creature. Everyone was considered a threat until you took it down,
Yeah.
you know? And and literally any one of them could kill you if you're not careful, you
Yep.
know?
That's why every time I
So,
attack the puppies in Bloodborne, I'm like, bad puppies, we love you. And as I kept killing them.
yeah, like the one thing that I would do every time I see the dogs,
Hmm.
when they get to, it's like very early in the game, like you know how they're like trapped in their little
Yeah.
cages? Like before I even get anywhere, I would literally grab my axe, and I would grab the axe instead of like a hammer or a sword or whatever, and I
Hmm.
would just cleave them inside their cages.
I didn't do anything. I still got attacked.
But here was the thing: I did it beforehand, so that way they don't bust out of their little cages
I
when they would
see.
attack me. You know, so that way at least I had some leeway, or yeah, at least I had some leeway to kill them before they bust out of their cages. Because once you pass by there and their cages are already bust out, the moment they see you, they start attacking immediately.
Yeah,
You know?
they do.
Yeah. So I was always careful about certain things like that. What else? What else? What else? So yeah. To go back to Elden Ring. So they started showing uh they started showing the gameplay. They started showing the map. Uh, they started showing different types of gameplay mechanics. And one of the gameplay mechanics that I'm really, really happy that they put in was that not just like the open world, you could literally go to any part of the place, and like you have to. Granted, like if you're trying to get into a certain place, there might be a sub boss that you have to fight in order to gain access to that place. But like they added this feature, and I know a lot of people are like, why would you care about this? Well, for a lot of people, like we wanted this feature, but it was never in the game. And it was two of things. They added a jump button, which is something that Souls fans have been wanting for since forever. Like the only game that has had a jump button was Sekiro. Now, again, Sekiro is part of the Souls type gameplay mechanic because it was made by the same people. So they they decided to put the jump mechanic, which was you could jump in Bloodborne and the Souls games, but the problem is that you had to hold the circle button and then press it twice to make the character jump. But you had to get a running start in order for it to work. And in this one, in Elden Ring, they're just going to give you the jump button just right there from the get go, and people are excited about that. For one, the second is oh my god, I just had it in my head and now blacked out. What the fuck? Shit. What was it? It was jumping, and oh yes, they added the ability to sneak. Now, if for those who don't know, is like basically you crouch, you can go hide behind walls and grass fields and like stealth kill people. In Sekiro, it was the only game that you could actually hide behind walls and blades of grass and like stealth kill people like when they got close, which was great because Sekiro was a ninja type Souls game. So they added that feature into Elden Ring, which is fantastic because like in the previous Souls game, like Demon Souls and the Dark Souls series and Bloodborne, you couldn't sneak. What you could do is slightly push on the analog stick when you walk, but like push it just a little bit enough to the point where the character is walking. And then when you got close enough, then you could do a sneak attack for like major damage. But like you couldn't like crouch and like come up from behind an enemy and like either stab them or blow them with a shotgun or whatever, you know. But in this game, like, and it's very medieval based, so it looks like there's gonna be a lot of sorcery, a lot of magic, and a lot of mythical creatures and whatnot. And it's really, it just gives you more options to play as a stealth based type character, or if you just want to sneak around in general, you know. And like giving those options to people, not only that, but like creating like an actual open world where like you could literally look out into a field, and if you see a castle or a dungeon or like some village in the far distance, you can actually go there. Granted, you might face some enemies along the way, whether they're easy or really difficult, but like it's there, you know? And I think that's the one thing that makes this game, I think a lot of people are going to get it because, you know, it's a Souls game. Even though it doesn't have the name Souls in it, they know it's a Souls game because it's made by the same people, you know? So yeah, they showed a boss battle, they showed sub boss battles, blocking certain entrances to certain places. So in order to get into that place, you have to defeat them. And they have co-op play. So like another person who has the game you could literally summon them into your world and they can go and help you with any type of fight or boss battle that you want to do. And it doesn't matter. And they come with
at
you
any time.
At any time.
Oh, that's good. No, because I hated the fucking bell in Bloodborne. I've been like, ice cream, ding, 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 ding. Come help me, Brian.
Yeah, you know, yeah, I didn't like that either. Like in the Souls games, like it wasn't like a bell. It was literally like you had to get like this white crystal or red crystal, and you had to carve it into the ground, and that was the only way you could summon them, you know? And that was fucking annoying as well, because it's like, okay, you have to in order to get this person in the game, I have to get this item, and then I have to do this, and then have to put in a special code for that person to use, so that way I know it's that person I want to summon. I'm like, what are all these extra steps? Like, really? Like, I guess they wanted to do it with like some type of authenticity, I guess, or like maybe to make itself stand out or something. Maybe the code.
I think they did it that way because they didn't want people abusing, like, oh, I could summon my friend to help me throughout the entire game. They wanted it just to be like mission based. Like you finish one mission with your friend goes bye bye. You kill the boss, goodbye. He gets their spoils, you get your spoils. You gotta wait till you get to the next save point to summon your friend again. which sucked.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, yeah, it sounds about right. But like the one thing that I don't know what they're going to do with this is that in the previous Souls games, including Bloodborne and Sekiro, was I don't know if you could do it in Sekiro, but in Bloodborne for sure, was that when you got to a main villain boss battle, once you and the other friend teamed up to defeat this boss battle, that friend you summoned is gone. Like gone. Like that the game just assumes that you only summon this person just to fight this boss, and then the game just like basically says deuces and just like more or less boots them out of your world. And I'm like, no, I still want to travel. Like, I still want to travel, my friend. Like, why are you kicking him out? Like, what? But in this one, I don't think they might do that. I hope not, because like, I really, I would really like my friend. Like, after we defeat a boss, whether it's a sub boss or a main boss, like, I want to still go out exploring with the world. And one of the new features,
Exactly.
and yeah,
Yeah.
and now the new thing that they added on, well, it's not really new, but they added this special feature where like you could summon a horse type creature. I want to say it's a horse, but like basically you can summon it at will while you're running around the world. And this horse is badass.
Damn.
Like,
Ooh, excuse
dude,
me.
no, it's all right.
Mhm.
Like basically this horse can go super fast around the world. So like it basically makes you go from one place to the next. And if you find these special, excuse me,
No, you're good.
if you find these special like
Mhm.
gusts of wind on like certain areas of the world, the moment it hits, you're on horseback with this creature and you jump on this tornado of gusts of wind, it will shoot you and that horse all the way up to where it needs to be. Not only that, your horse can double jump
Wow, I'm not expecting
while
a
you're
horse to double jump or do more than a gallop.
yeah. So like think Epina, but like it could double jump and like gusts of wind could just make it fly like super high. Like I saw this like in the video, s this dog literally not dog, this horse just hits the gust of wind and just catapults it up atop this long like if I had to measure it, it looked like this rock wall that was like maybe 1,000 feet and like it just catapulted the fucking thing like all the way up. You know, and you could summon it at will. Not only that, you could use it in combat as well. So like if you're fighting a boss and you're like you want to circle around and like start just hitting enemies from the side with your weapon and whatnot, like you could do that. And you could take the horse and like literally jump off it and just it'll disappear. And then you could resummon it back again at any time. Like I was like,
That beats
what?
Epona.
Dude. I wish a opponent could do that. Are you kidding me? If I had that option, I would have definitely did it in the first place. So
What
like,
was I
is
gonna
there?
say? Before you continue, hold that thought. Excuse me for just 1 minute. I'll be right back.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Hope I wasn't interrupting anything.
No, nothing at all.
Oh, okay. So yeah, back to what I was saying. So yeah, there's horseback combat. You could sneak around like a ninja if you want to call it that. I call it just sneak. You could jump. There's more than one way to traverse through certain places. The dungeons they have are, more or less dungeons. Like you could find loot, bosses, special items of sorts. Meet characters in the world that can offer you abilities that no other character can. Or if you didn't have certain abilities that when you started, you could find people in the world that have the abilities that you want that you could teach your character to learn. So like in the previous Souls games, like if you started off as a sorcerer, you
Right.
would be able to learn magic based attacks. Like I think they call them like soul arrows. I guess I don't know. I'm calling them soul arrows just for the sake of argument. And like basically it'd be like these blue, like ethereal type blades of arrows that like you could just fling them with like if you had like a staff, a sorcerer's staff, and you could just shoot them at enemies as much as you want to, as long as you had um magic. As long as your magic bar like if you had any magic left in your bar, and so or like if you started off as a pyromancer, you would have fire only based attacks. So like you could summon a ball of flame and chuck it at an enemy, or summon one from the ground to emulate them and shit. And like, but if you start off like as a sorcerer, you could learn pyromancy. But the thing is, though, your attributes have to be up to a certain point in order to learn pyromancy fire based attacks.
I
Or if
see.
you started off as a or if you started as a pyromancer, you could learn sorcerer type abilities as long as the attributes for that ability are up to that certain point, you know? So
Gotcha.
everyone can learn anything in the game if your attribute stats are up to a certain point that you can learn it. So like if you were a cleric and you had these special chiming things, like the best way I can describe is like those candle holders, the ones that look like three prong type things,
I
where
think
like
so.
you can put
The
like the
candelabra.
menorah for like Jew,
The candelabra.
yeah, candelabra. I think it's called like
I mean,
you know the
I know like the menorah for Judaism. I know.
yeah, something like that, but like it's like three pronged,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. No, not
for
eight.
yeah, yeah. Just to clarify, um, so like they had clerics had that special type of um weapon, I guess, that you could use as it wasn't sorcery based or pyromancy based, it was charmed based. And these charms would be like buffs. So like you could either heal someone or yourself. You could use it as a ward shield against magic based attacks or physical basic attacks, like shit like that. But like eventually when you start upgrading your stats, you could literally just you can learn other spells as well, so you can increase your repertoire. You know,
Right.
so like in the Souls games, you could do that, and I think in Elden Ring, it's probably most likely going to be the same here. You know,
I can't wait to see what is it, what this game's going to be all about. Like what's its fine? When is it due to be released?
I think it's going to be released February of next year.
Okay, I'll
So
look out for it.
yeah, so like, and some of the magic based attacks that I saw, like they look fucking insane. Like there was one sub boss who was guarding a castle, like a small, like little fort, I guess you want to call it. It wasn't that big. And it was like a small fort, and this fucking thing comes out of nowhere, and the character had like an extra companion that they summoned from the world, and they were both fighting this boss at the same time. And so you see all the magic stuff that this character was using. I was like, the fuck is this? Like they started summoning like soul arrows,
Okay.
what I'm used to seeing, and then and out of nowhere, this the guy just summons the stars,
Oh
like
wow.
like like constellation stars, like from the universe, and just starts. right around this boss and like just starts shooting arrows from the space, like just
Damn,
you know.
that's
And
crazy.
then at the last minute, this guy grabs his staff and basically summons a shit ton of energy into the staff, and then points it at the boss, and basically Kamehameha him, like ah!
Oh,
Like
jeez.
just like you see just a huge ball, a huge roll ball of energy just coming at them, and it's hitting them, but you don't see the health bar or nothing because they want to. Again, it's just a gameplay reveal. They don't want to show like what the health bar looks
Yeah, they
like,
don't
what
want to
the
look. They don't
name
want to
looks like.
show the
Nothing.
UI just yet. They want to wait
Yeah,
till they work on it a little more, polish it up.
yeah. But if anything, like the game looks phenomenal. Like if you play Demon Souls, you're gonna love Elden Ring. Like on the PS5,
Yeah, yeah.
PS5 version, yeah. So the game looks gorgeous,
I might
of
check that
course.
out
Like
because it might. I don't know if it's on PlayStation Plus, like as a free game for PS5 owners.
Elden Ring is a brand new game.
No, 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 no,
So
not this one. No, Demon Souls.
oh, Demon Souls. Oh, that I don't know.
Because I
As
got a
far as I
PS5,
know,
so maybe I might have a few perks like, oh, you get a free game from the PS4 catalog.
I don't. Yeah, here's the thing: Demon Souls for the PS5 is only for the PS5, not
Oh,
PS4.
then it's definitely gonna cost some amount of money. Or if I get lucky, it's a regular PlayStation Plus perk 1 month.
Well, here's the thing: if you have the PS5 and you have PlayStation Plus, just activate your PlayStation Plus account on there,
Mm-hmm.
and you get access to the PlayStation Plus collection. And you're gonna have a bunch of free games
Oh
like
no, I know
Resident Evil.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
if anything, that's one thing Keyblade is like adamant. Every month when they come out, he's like, "Oh, even if you're not gonna download them, get the licenses." I'm like, I'll get the games that I actually want first, and then if I think about I'll get this later. I just don't want things tapping up my library that I don't want.
yeah, I understand. But he's not completely wrong because the one thing that I like to do, and granted, I'm not very good at it, is that anytime every month there's always new games that come to the system. And for
Mm.
me, for PS4, they have two free PS4 games and a free PS5 game. Now sometimes there's like extra in the month,
Mm.
like this current month. The game that they have for free right now that I really want to play, but here's the thing: I have it on my PS3. Is Kingdoms of Amalur: Reckoning. Now the PS4 version is a more updated graphical uh, version of the game. So it's called Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning. So like I have it in my library, but I haven't downloaded it.
I
And
see.
the reason, yeah. And so like right now, like because like the last month's one was Mortal Kombat X, and I kind of went back to it because I wanted to. I don't know for shits and giggles, I guess. So I'm like, you know what? I may as well delete it because like I don't play it anymore. So like, and plus I still have an MK11, which I barely touch.
I have MK11 on the Switch. I got it on
Yeah.
a digital sale for like $10, and
Oof, that's a good deal.
I downloaded a few of the characters because they were like cents to $1, like Rambo and the Joker, the
Oh man.
Terminator, just for shits and giggles.
Yeah. Like that's what I would do anytime I boot up MK11. I would just go to the towers for like the characters and like unlock their costumes, like they're at their specific costume sets that like you can get and you can make them look all different. And I created like three different styles. So like one was more like for Sub-Zero, because like I'm a Sub-Zero guy. That's
Mm-hmm.
why my for those that don't know, Ice Mage Ice Mage underscore 25 is my username to my PSN account, my PlayStation Network account. So because growing up, my first system was a Sega Genesis, and my first game was Mortal Kombat 2, and I fell in love with Sub Zero because like he was blue and he had ice type abilities, and I and I would use him all the time. And not only that, I was only able to memorize how to use his freeze blast. So like that's why I use him for like anytime a new MK game, Mortal Kombat game comes out, I'm always playing with Sub-Zero first. It doesn't matter who it is. I don't care if it's Scorpion, Liu Kang, Raiden, whoever. Like Sub-Zero, that's it. Like he's the one I want to master before I even attempt to use anyone else, you know? And that's what the origin of my PSN ID came from because I loved Sub-Zero so much, but I thought, you know what? I don't want to call myself Sub-Zero as an ID because like I feel like it would be a little too on the nose. So I was like, you know what? Let me just call it Ice Mage. And so
Yeah,
that's the
yeah. You
origin of
like
my
magic. You like medieval theme stuff.
yeah.
So it worked
I
out
love
perfectly.
yeah because I love like fantasy, sci-fi, like action adventure type story type video games. You know that was my that's my thing. You know
Hmm.
and like plus like growing up when I was watching the X-Men, my first favorite X-Men was Cyclops. But then over time I got bored of him because like he was so bland.
Yeah.
Like, you know, cuz
He
but
was
the
like
thing
that.
was
He was like that kid at Burger King that everybody used to love at first. The one with the blonde hair with the one set of glasses. He looks just
yeah,
like Cyclops.
well, at the time I was like excuse me. Oh wow.
Yeah, you get bored of characters like Cyclops fast.
Well, yeah, because like he wasn't really interesting to me. The only reason I picked him because like he was the leader of the X-Men. He had a girlfriend, Jean Grey, you know, and people respected him. You know, like you want you want a character that people want to identify, not just identify, but like they just want to be, you know, regardless of skin tone or whatever their orientation is. Like you just love their abilities.
Right.
Like you just love what they can do. And then over time, I was like, okay, he's the leader, but he's a little too soft. You know, he's a little too what's the word I want to look for? I don't want to say tactile because tactile is not necessarily a bad thing, but like he was there was no life to him. Like there was nothing that grabbed my attention. Like every time he would always go out on a mission or do something, he was always very calm and collected and like he wasn't very reactionary, which don't get me wrong, not all bad things, but at the time I didn't really like him.
By the book is right.
Yeah, by
Yeah.
the book. Yeah, he was very which is not bad, but again, like when you're young and you don't have that way of thinking, it's like he's boring. But then later on, from over time, then I played X-Men Legends, if you remember that one, like the top-down four-player
Yes. Yes.
RPG by Raven Software, like that game. Oh my god, dude! The moment I play that game, like the first person you play is Wolverine. Like Wolverine's awesome, but like,
Wolverine is awesome.
yeah, you know, I mean, like
Wolverine
how
all
can
day. That's what he says.
yeah, like how can you not fall in love with Wolverine? He has three prong claws coming out between his knuckles that are made of the hardest metal on Earth. Not
Yeah,
only that,
adamantium.
yeah, he has regenerative abilities, so he can restore his lost tissues and limbs, and like he has what else? He has like he has a really great sniffing ability, so he could identify certain smells with certain people. Like really, like how can you not love that character? Granted, he was like short, but like buff, and like he wasn't afraid to throw down. You know what I mean?
Like Danny DeVito.
Oh my god, dude! Can you imagine if they put Danny DeVito as the next Wolverine? I would don't even know what I would do. Like, my brain would be like all kinds of fucked up if I even found that out. Just him with like hair on the side, but he still has like his bald spot,
Yep.
and like, you know. But like, it would be funny. But like at the time, I was like, I like him, but he's too brash. He's too like headstrong. He was someone that I like. I he was too dangerous. That I thought. He was too brash, too dangerous. Like he was someone that like I thought he was cool, but he's not someone that I would necessarily uh want to have a beer with, you know? Because like you might say something wrong one day and like
Hmm.
he's like just off his rocker and like just fucking ends you for saying the wrong thing that might trigger him. So like I was looking through the list of X-Men characters and I was like, Iceman's pretty cool. Like, he's chill, because he's ice. But like he had this ability where like he could go anywhere, like he could travel, but like in a sheet of ice. So like he was like Sub Zero's ice slide move, where like when he when he crouches, his leg goes like for Sub Zero like this, and basically he would summon like an ice a floor of ice, and he could slide and just trip people with it. Iceman did something like that, but not to that same effect. It was essentially like when you made him jump in X-Men Legends, he could like he takes both of his hands, summons a sheet of ice, and just starts gliding and sliding in the air with
Oh
it.
wow.
You know, so like you could jump up and then just like summon this sheet of ice that was continuous, and like you can make him slide. He could do like he was like his own roller coaster. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
Like he could angle himself anywhere he wanted to go, and no matter what, he was still on that ice. Eventually, it would break off behind him, but like that was like so cool at the time to me. Plus, like he could take his ice and create new ice gloves that are like completely full of like spikes. So like when you summoned it, like you could put it to your other X-Men buddies for extra damage. You know what I mean? Granted, their hands were like covered in complete ice, but they were like spiked up. So
Right.
like when you hit them, you could do extra. They could do extra damage for you. And with Iceman, he could do even more damage because he's ice based. You know what I mean? So like for me, it was like it's Iceman. And plus, I saw like in one of the comics, I think what's her name? She's like she's a psychic. Emma Frost,
Hmm.
I believe that's her name. She's a she's a psychic like Jean Grey, but like she also has the ability to turn her whole body into like diamonds.
Oh wow.
She's like one of the X Men as well, but like she can summon her whole body into diamonds and like basically protect herself with it. But like she took Iceman's power and then expanded it to the point where basically like if Iceman really were to focus on his abilities, he could become like this ultimate ice god. Like he could summon blizzards with just like a mere thought. Like they showed
Damn.
like he could do anything if he really put his mind to it. He could be like the ultimate. He could be like a level 5, like Omega level type uh mutant, like to the point of like if him and Magneto were to go head to head, it would be the biggest like godlike boss battle of all time. Like if you were to really like focus on his abilities. But again, like sorry to go off the Elden Ring
Oh, that's
gameplay
fine.
topic, but like it's just the origin of like how I came up with it, my ID, and why I came up with all this. You know,
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah. So back to Elden Ring. Sorry for that tangent.
All right.
So yeah, open world, Souls like gameplay most likely. Uh, Story, I don't know if I'm gonna be really interested in it. Would I get the game? Probably not, because like I keep telling myself like I want to get a Souls game, I really want to get good, but every time I do, I always fuck it up. I'm just like, you know what? I don't. I'm not gonna waste money on it. I'll probably eventually play it if it's like free on PlayStation Plus every month. Like if it's a free game, but like that's it. You know. But so, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, if it's anything like Bloodborne, and I mean, I'm sorry to say this, I mean, I know that it's like in its own, you know, universe, but not tied to the Souls universe, because that's all I've played from the Souls universe. I like the concept of Bloodborne, but I've always not enjoyed the combat system, and it. I mean, granted, it had its moments where I got pretty good at it, but then it was also like you said, anything in the world. if you're not really paying attention, could just come out and get you when you're not paying attention, or if you forget to kill things in a cage, and then eventually that comes back to literally bite you in the ass. I
Yeah.
mean, it's all great things, you want to make something incredibly difficult so you have so many hours of gameplay in it, but at what cost? You alienate, what is it, somebody like me who, I like a story in a game, and I'm sure you do too.
Oh,
Like, I
absolutely.
never really get to enjoy that story. Like, I've actually enjoyed, I know, Legend of Zelda. I've actually enjoyed playing, believe it or not, the Bloodborne board game with Keyblader
Oh wow.
a lot more than the actual game itself.
Yeah, I heard about the board game version of it,
Yeah, the
and
dude went nuts. He bought like every expansion and everything for that game. He has everything practically up to date for Bloodborne the board game.
holy shit.
Yeah, and he plays some of the music from Bloodborne on his iPad when we're playing the game.
Now that's dedication, bro. That's
And then
dedication.
I mix it up sometimes, and I throw in some Scooby Doo background music.
I was kind of hoping you would like
Of
play
course,
the. I was kind of expecting that, but like what I was really expecting was for
Luigi's
you to
Mansion.
like play the Kingdom Hearts failing health sound, like the
Oh yeah, I
me.
could do that too.
Dude, if you do that just out of nowhere, just play it and just be like, really? Really? Not even the same universe, but you just want to play that.
Why
Really?
not? I have like one health left. I'm about to die.
Like, ah. Yeah, I can't get into board games either because like again, it would require me to play with other people and like
Yeah.
yeah, I don't live in a
Shock.
world, right?
Shockingly enough, he told me that the game can actually be played by yourself.
Really?
Yeah, there you have to read the instructions, and you can actually play story because there's stories in there, and it's like
Huh.
it's really interesting. I'm like, I'd rather play with him, and he said he'd rather play with me, but he said if I wanted to, I could just play this literally by myself.
So okay, so if you're playing this by yourself, how do you set up the story? Is it through card-based
Yeah.
stacks?
Yes.
Okay, so like but do they have to be in order of the story that it's being told or is it something like you could just shuffle and like basically just have
Well,
at it?
the board is what is it? In its own deck. You basically draw like to move around. Like you build the board as you go along,
Huh,
versus having like a predetermined board, like Monopoly or something. Like you
huh,
get like
okay.
pieces of board, which will usually have a lantern or have like a treasure chest, and then when you get into that room, it'll tell you which card to draw from a certain pile, and it'll tell you what story events happen here. I don't know.
Is the story random or is it
It
canonical?
like if you're gonna play one chapter, it'll be one stack of cards.
Okay.
So you play it as you go along. It's actually really fun.
Huh. Cuz like when you say you could play that by yourself, I was like, wait a minute. Usually board games are played with more than two people.
I
You
know
know,
that's when that shocked me too when he told me you could actually play this by yourself. I'm like, would I want to? No, not really. I'd rather play with a friend because now I can cheat the game and not need the ice cream bell to summon my friend.
huh, interesting. I wasn't really expecting that to be quite honest.
Uh,
I knew the board game existed, but not the story aspect of it that
yeah,
you could play it by yourself.
you can.
That's that's really interesting. Wow. I guess you learn something new every day, I guess.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can still purchase the base game, but all the expansions, that's already locked away.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, good luck good luck finding that if you're getting started. Shit.
yeah.
So is there anything specific about the Elden Ring gameplay that you want to ask me, or do you just plan on seeing the video for it?
I plan on just seeing the video for it, see what's up with that.
Okay. If you are going to see it, I think they aired it specifically on the Bandai Namco YouTube channel.
I'll look it up.
Yeah. So if you go to that, just look up Elden Ring gameplay reveal, and it should be by Bandai Namco. It's about 25 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, granted, take out a few minutes of it, and like you'll have they at the end, like they show you like the pre-order bonuses of like the definitive the excuse me,
It's okay.
the like the extra special editions,
There you go.
like yeah, like art book, statue, the whole 9 yards of like all the shit to buy. Like if you want to go the extra mile, like getting all this extra shit, like I kid you not, to this day I still have it. I have the Assassin's Creed 3 Connor statue where he's like on a rock with one knee with both hands like this with both hidden blades, and in the background is the 13 Betsy Ross flag with the 13 stars in the red, white, and blue colors. Because I bought that at the time with this, and it came with everything like um, uh, makeshift journal, steel case. What else? Like a bunch of other shit. Unfortunately, I don't have it anymore because the box got destroyed. But like, yeah, like it's just been sitting there. So, but yeah, like I still have it to this day. So it's pretty awesome. But like again, if you're gonna buy the special edition, make sure it's from a franchise that you really love.
Yeah.
Because like I bought the MKX special edition with alternate skin for Scorpion, and it also came with the alternate Scorpion statue. So like he's literally like on all fours, and he has like his spear that he shoots, but instead it's not like an actual spear chain. It's just the spear that you put into a little round hole under his arm. So it looks like he's like on all fours, but like
Yeah.
his hand, it sticks out with the blade. Like I'm gonna use this fork, and it's like basically sticking out like this.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to explain it as best I can. It's gonna look really awkward, but you get the point. You know, like that. I got the Injustice statue. I have my Connor. I think I
I
have a
bet you
couple.
even have the Batman Arkham Asylum Batmarang.
Oh, dude, I wish I had that one. I wish I
I
did.
had it for a while. I remember back in the day I really liked it, but then I ended up selling it. Like I
Yeah,
sold it
like
on eBay. I was tight on money.
no, dude. You know what? I'm so glad you brought up the Batman thing. A while back, when Arkham Knight, the third Batman game in the Arkham trilogy, when it before it came out, they announced the special edition, and it had, I kid you not, it had the Batman Arkham Knight Batmobile that you could buy.
Oh
And
wow.
like the price for it was $200, and it came with everything, like a dossier of like all the villains, the Batmobile car
Hold on a
from the
sec. We got
game.
a comment says your audio is a bit distorted at the moment. Sorry. You could press the Windows X and then U twice to stabilize the audio. Sure, let me see.
Is he talking on about your end or my end?
Yeah, but if I push U, it'll just go to shut down or sleep. Yeah, that's what Camilla was saying. Yeah, that's only gonna shut down or sign me out.
All right. If anything, I'll probably adjust the. I'll use my audio interface to adjust it a little bit.
I mean, whose audio is distorted, mine or his?
I would assume mine because I'm the one who's mostly talking. But
Yeah, I mean, I hear you just fine. I don't hear any distortion, and I have you not hitting the red bar here in OBS.
okay, how about now?
Well, they're not commenting. I mean, but they're still it sounds like they've been listening.
Okay.
All right. So where were we?
Okay. So yeah, the Arkham Knight Special Edition. So it came with like the dossier of like a file of like all the villains, the Arkham Knight Batmobile, like an actual Arkham Knight Batmobile, like the size of my laptop that I could like literally move it around. You know what I mean? And the game artwork, steel artwork. I think it came with something else. I want to say it was a batarang or a statue with it as well, but it was like an all silver statue.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
so like all of it for like $200, and I paid it in full. You know, because I wanted it so bad because I bought all of the special editions for the previous titles because I love them all. You know, even the Arkham Origins game, which is more or less not connected to these games. But the only reason why it's called Arkham Origins is because it's basically year two of Batman being Batman, but he's not like the Batman we all know and love. Like he still
Right.
fucks up, you know? So I pre ordered it, paid it in full, and I was waiting, and it was like 6 months before its release date. And I get an email and find out not just from the store, but on various gaming websites that I used to follow. Well, there's one in particular I still follow, IGN, but like GameStop, IGN, like a bunch of other gaming sites. And they said that um, Rocksteady has announced that they're not going to sell the $200 special editions with the Batmobile because they can't get the parts, supposedly. At least if my memory serves me right, is like the components for the parts are hard to come by or they couldn't make them. So like they said that anyone who pre-ordered it, go to your store or go wherever you got it and ask for a refund and you'll get it right away. And I was like, man, that fucking sucks. Cause like I wanted to add it to my collection because you know me, I'm a huge Batman fan.
Yes.
You know, unfortunately, with where I live now, like there's no space. Like, and over time, all my like some of my statues got destroyed, and some of them I gave to my local comic book shop at the time where I was living in New York.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so and like I just I was really bummed out because like the at the time when I was asking the person like, yeah, I'm just here to get my refund for the game, and it's like, all right, it's all 200. Like, do you want to put it towards anything else? And I did. I reserved it towards another game. I think I bought like two more other games that were out, and that was it. And so like I was really bummed, but shit happens.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been too much of into the collectibles. You know, what I mean, other than like a couple figurines here and there, and posters, and sometimes plushes, as you can see right there.
Oh yeah. Well, I can't see it from this angle because like I don't
Oh,
know
that's
what.
right. You can't see me because you're seeing me through the other camera.
Okay.
It's over there. I don't know if you could see it now. No.
Uh, uh is that Tails?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was about to say I had to look a little closer. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. Man, we could go on a whole tangent about special editions.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
some of them are fucking ridiculous. Like, come on, man. I remember I got the Arkham Origins one, and like, for some odd reason, and I don't know why they put that in there, but like, there was like a little small bag. If you got the special edition, like, it came with a dossier of like all the wanted pictures of like all the villains that like were out to kill or hunt the Batman because like they had wanted posters, but these wanted posters were filled with like Copperhead, Bane, Black Mass, Firefly, uh, Joker, like all the villains, and like they tell you their name, their bio, and like all their vitals and whatnot, and like for some odd reason, like they had like these little small plastic bags with like caution tapes on them, and like one of them was like a pair of teeth from like Killer Croc. I'm like, what? Why? Like, this doesn't make any sense. You don't even meet him in the game until like you play, I think, later. You know, and he's not even the main villain. He's just someone you have to run away from. I'm like, what?
Wow. And thank you for
But
clarifying that our audio sounded fine. I think the person was trying to troll me into shutting down my computer, but luckily what is it? Well aware of the Windows X shortcut. That's how I usually get to my device management sometimes.
Hmm.
But then when I before I pushed U twice, it was like giving me the option to sign out or shut down. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Because I know where all my sound settings are and all that. There's nothing I can change because right now I'm on a USB microphone, a Blue Yeti. So
Yeah, everyone loves that stuff. For me, I don't know if like you know me, but like I don't like to follow trends unless it's something that I know for a fact, 100%, without a doubt in my mind that like I could go buy something and know that it's good with or without anyone's preconception or like what their personal experiences are for that item. You know, like if I know it's good, I'll buy it no matter. Like the thing with Yeti, I clearly know it's like that was like my first choice of getting a microphone, but I
mhm.
realized it was like I wasn't gonna spend $100 on it. Not only that, the Yeti microphones that they offered were like platform based, so like you had to put them on a flat surface and then angle it to face you. I mean, by the way, this looks really wrong when I'm talking. But like the other version they had is like they had it on an arm bar. But unfortunately, when I was looking for one, they didn't have an arm bar for it. It was just sitting on a desk, and I was like, I didn't want that.
Yeah, no, I got an arm bar with this microphone along with the screw attachment to fit in. Sorry, the cat just went nuts behind the couch. Sorry, with the attachment to fit into the screw attachment to the Blue Yeti, so
Yeah,
I was
like,
able to make this work.
well, you got lucky there.
Hmm.
Like for me, I like when I bought my first microphone, I was like, I just want a microphone with an arm stand, so that way I could like move wherever I need to go.
Yeah.
And I wanted something like for at least half that price. Because like, don't get me wrong, I love Yeti. I think it's really good. I think it's it's been proven to be really reliable. But
Yeah,
for
Steve
me, I was
Bloom
like,
uses
I didn't
this.
want to. I didn't want to spend $100 on it. I wanted to spend something less. So I literally looked up some reviews. Some of them I looked up specifically what I could connect, and that's when I bought my Aokio AK60 because behind it, and I'm gonna swing it around because I have two mics. Uh, so with this one in particular, not this is my XLR. This is my USB one. This is the first one I bought. I don't know if I could show you, but like right here is the USB B cable that uh with this very long cable that goes into a regular USB. Now, this one in particular has a special attachment on the bottom, and basically it has a jack to put your audio right here. So if I have a headphone with an audio jack, I can just literally just go boom, and I could talk right into it and basically just speak. Because like at first I had a mic, but it was and I still have it. It's my Turtle Beach, but the
Hmm.
problem was that like uh, every time I used it, I always connected it to my PS4 controller through the bottom, and the problem is with that, and it's not bad, but the concern I had was every time I put it in here, it would only play sound on one side of my headphones, and I was like,
Yeah, because I wasn't built for that.
yeah, and that's what pissed me off. Like I could use the default headphones for my PS4, but like the problem is that it doesn't stay in my ear. Like it does, it like hangs, but like when it hangs, it's like sideways, you know. And like I was like, I didn't want that,
Yeah. All
but
right.
yeah. But then I got these, and I've loved it ever since. But again, like this is most likely would be my main one, and this one I'm gonna hold on to in case something goes wrong with this. Because
Right.
either way, like I could just bring both in and be like, I'm speaking to you from the void. You
Wow.
know? And so, yeah. And like, but here's the thing when I first bought this, I fell in love with it. I kid you not. I was messing with this every night. I hooked it up to my PS4 and just talking to it, like practicing like how I was going to talk, how I was going to speak. And like eventually when I got a little more confident, because like don't get me wrong, I don't mind talking to people, but when you're talking to people on a public platform such as YouTube or Twitch or anything, you kind of want to prepare yourself to how you're going to speak and talk and enunciate things. Like there are times where I speak, I kind of speak really fast, but like I'm not enunciating clearly. And I
I
was
know
scared.
exactly how you feel. So I get tongue tied all the time on stream.
Yeah. So, and then I was looking up like different types of mic, and I found out that XLR based mics are really, really good. So I bought this one because like it was the same brand I bought from this, but it came with an audio interface, so I could fine tune it a little bit more better than this one. So like, yeah.
Makes sense.
But I will be using this for the duration of this podcast and hopefully many more. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Well, with that outro, we should be ending this soon. Unless you have anything else to add.
No, not really. Just if anything, be good to each other, love and respect one another, even if you have different views. What else? I mean, what other uplifting spiritual quote do you want to give to people before we go?
Hakuna
You know?
Matata.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. Although I don't know how Disney would feel about you using that. Like, copyright. Like, but it's just the saying.
It's just a saying, and it predates The Lion King, so they don't
Yeah.
own
The-
that.
I that shocked me. I thought
Well,
I thought
they
someone just
did.
came up with it like for the show. I didn't know it was a thing beforehand,
Yeah,
you
neither did
know?
I till I looked it up like you did.
Yeah. I was like, holy shit. Uh, you know, before before we started the stream, I was testing out everything and I started to listen to myself on this mic and I started singing and yeah, surprise, I sing, but not openly. I do it for myself. I was singing the hymn of the faith. I don't know if you ever played Final Fantasy X.
No. Yeah, wait,
Okay.
maybe.
Okay, so Final Fantasy X, there's this thing called the hymn of the faith. And basically summoners are these people who summon it's literally in the name. They summon aeons or these creatures of like great power.
Yeah,
And all these creatures are actually based on real life mythological creatures. Now, granted, many of them are not the same as they're portrayed in Final Fantasy X, but one of the things about the Hymn of the Faith is basically this weird Gregorian type chant that like you would hear in these places of worship where you have to go to them, and if you're successful you could summon them in battle and they could fight for you. And so like I would practice that with this mic and just sing into it, and just to prepare my voice so that way when I speak it doesn't sound like, hey man, I'm talking about this, like
Hmm.
because like I listened to myself a couple of times in the past podcast, and it sounded like I had a lisp a little bit. So I was like, I gotta prepare my voice. That's a horrible way of showing it to people, but like, yeah, like that's that, and I would just have conversations with myself just to be more articulate. So yeah.
Well, one of the things that Steve Bloom has taught me, well, I want to become a voice actor. You have to learn to love your voice.
Yeah,
And he
that
says
was
it with that butter, that like voice that melts like butter. You have to learn to love your voice,
yeah.
just like
But the
that.
thing is, he sounds like he's been smoking 2 packs a day
I don't know about
every
two
day for the
packs.
past maybe a
Maybe.
carton.
No, 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 no. That guy does not look like he smokes at all, though. Hey,
But his
he did
voice
his.
says otherwise.
No, that's more David Hayter when he does Snake and he's like
Ugh.
Metal Gear. I can't do it right now.
No year.
Otacon.
What?
Got
What?
Hey guys. Oh, here we speak of the devil. We were talking about him off and on tonight. Hey guys, got rickrolled by the Riddler in the end of the Batman audio adventures. Highly recommended on HBO Max. Ruben, you sound low. Like low as in like low or low. We're actually about to end this in a few seconds.
Yeah. So anyway, it was great talking to you after a couple weeks, man. If you, I just oh man, there's so much I wanted to talk to you about, and I'm
Yeah.
so glad we've been able to do this
Oh,
together.
I'm glad too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, low sound. LOL. I hear ice me. Okay, so you actually sound better than I do.
Okay. See, this is what happens when you buy an XLR with an audio interface. You can customize it way more better than you think when you do it in an OBS. Just say it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I know. I'm sure he would like the Batman thing on HBO Max, but do you have HBO Max?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Batman audiobook on there.
Oh wow.
Look it up. He's been telling me to listen to it. I'm probably gonna listen to it in the shower tomorrow.
Hmm.
TMI, I know, but
TMI, bro. TMI. Oh my god. By the way, would you like to hear the Hymn of the Faith uh chant that's in Final Fantasy X?
sure, go ahead.
Okay, so we'll end it with this. Okay, so I haven't gotten the pronunciations right for it, so please bear with me. All right. Oh man, I can't feel even putting myself out there, but you know, fuck it, it's gonna come out to the world. Oh man. Ieyuri no me no re en mi
The audio just dipped.
yoju yogo asate kana kutama e. Yeah, like
I got to look up the source because I barely remember Final Fantasy 10. I remember the what is it? The Titus laugh.
yeah.
There you go.
Dude, that is like, how do you not? How do you not make fun? Man, he got so much hate for that shit, and that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it was completely justified in the fucking video game. And then they decided to make a meme out of it, like, ah. Oh, go fuck yourselves, people.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know, but I'm sorry you had a bad tooth. Well, we're about to end it here. So you go and rewind and watch us from the beginning.
Yes, we will. That's my best attempt at the Venom voice. Or the Spider-Man 2 trailer. I was like, holy shit, I gotta imitate it.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, it was good. It was good talking to you, man.
It was good talking
Next
to you
week,
again too.
hopefully, next week, hopefully, we could have more topics to talk about, if anything.
Can I see? No, he cannot see your posts. I'm actually reading them out to him as best as I can as I am wrapping this up right now. You came at the wrong time, man. You're like right at the end of right when we're gonna
Yeah,
cut out.
we're literally about to exit the fuck out of this.
All right.
Anyway, it was good talking to you, man. See you next week, man.
It's good talking to you too. And if you want to review the comments, just go onto the YouTube and you should see the whole archive on there.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Nice talking to you, man. Take care, everybody.
See, take care, you guys.